Hey everyone, I'm Largo, this is The Lair, and today on AT-76 we're going to take a look at the Mutt. As some of you guys know, been following my channel for a minute, I started a 1/6 scale Joe collection this year. Actually, I started the year with 0 Joes. I'm now up to around 15, so they add up quick. I was warned. It's a slippery slope once you get started, but I'm loving it. Brings back a lot of great memories. Joe was one of my very first toy memories as a kid, so I'm really having fun building this team. AT-76 is kind of my twist on the adventure team. So they're founded in '76 and they kind of operate in the 1980s. So the Mutt seemed like a good fit for them. There's nothing wrong with the G.I. Joe Jeep. It's a great toy, it's a classic, but I just didn't feel like my Joes would be using a World War II era Jeep. They'd be using the Vietnam era stuff that was still in action in the 1980s. So we're gonna run this thing through its paces here. Whoop. Hang on, Joe. I know you're anxious, but let's get you set up there. All right, let's take a closer look at this thing and see what we think. So this was made by 21st Century Toys as part of their Ultimate Soldier line. They did some great toys back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Modern, Vietnam, World War II, and this is just super attention to detail by this company. This particular model I found online, still mint in box, never opened. Still got the original price tag on it of $54.99. So I did pay a little more than that since I bought it on secondary market, but it was worth it because Joe's got to have some wheels, man. And this thing's got some style to it. So it is really neat, and I opted to get the one with the trailer. There was a version that didn't have the trailer as well, just because Joe's got to carry some stuff, and I've got some special ideas for how this thing is going to get utilized by AT-76 in the field. So as you can see from the box, some of the other vehicles and figures that were available from the Ultimate Soldier line, including some Humvees, which might look at adding to AT-76 later if I can find one at a decent price. But for now, this is my very first big Joe vehicle since I was a little kid. I think the last thing I had was the yellow ATV and the helicopter, the capture copter for, battling those pesky intruders. So let's get this thing opened up. Let's take a look at it, see how our man of action likes it, and we'll throw some other Joes in it, and we'll go from there. So be right back. Can you find the button? Yep, that button. All right, be right back. All right, we're back. And as you can see, the Joes are anxious to give this thing a spin and see what they think of it. Here's everything that came in the box, including a Ultimate Soldier Club Wants You mail-in card. So you could find out all about all the cool stuff that the Ultimate Soldier line was doing back in the day. Unfortunately, I'm guessing this is no longer valid, but hey, it's cool that they did that back when the line was up and running. So here is the Mutt. It is a very cool vehicle. Distinctive from the earlier World War II Jeep, mostly by the V front end that you see. I think it was a little bit larger maybe as far as size, but not too much. I mean, it had to fit certain dimensions for the specifications of the military. But this is a great representation of the Vietnam era Mutt. Has real rubber wheels, which I like. Super detail on the wheels themselves. The seats, the gear shift, the steering wheel, all that is really well detailed. And the overall look of it is just really nice. All the little details, the places for tie downs, the lights, the reflectors, just really well done. I like it. Has a real plexiglass windshield in there, so you keep the bugs out of your teeth. Has a gas can that is removable, as well as a spare tire that they put on there for you. Has this really cool whip antenna, which I'm guessing if you didn't get one of these mint in box, this is probably either missing or broken. So if you buy one of these secondhand, keep an eye out for that piece. Maybe if you have a 3D printing friend, you can get you a replacement made. But overall, I'm very happy with this. This is going to work great with my AT-76 guys. So not a whole lot to go over with this thing. It rolls, details are good. Will it fit the Joes? Oh yeah. The Ultimate Soldier line was 1/6 scale, very similar construction. It's slightly different articulation than these Joes, but yeah, they're gonna fit no problem. So Man of Action's gonna enjoy that. Let's see if we can get him on the steering wheel there. Hands are a little stiff. Oh yeah, not a problem. Come on, Joe. Open those fingers. You've got Kung Fu grip. Okay. So yeah, not a problem. You might want to be careful with that steering column. It's good plastic, but I could definitely see some tough play would make that break pretty easy. So, go easy on those turns. But speaking of turning, the steering wheel does turn. The front suspension is not connected to it, but it's there. You've got your gear shift and everything, so that's cool. Definitely fits Joe's no problem. Any 1/6 scale guy is going to fit in here really well, and it is definitely scaled for them. So with the radio, which it includes, you've got seating for 3. The radio is removable. You can take that off so you can have another seat. You also have your field radio that, what do you call it? Your hand mic that does plug into the radio here. If I can see the plug. Not great for my bifocals from this angle. Yeah, plugs right in. So you've got your hand mic, your radio receiver, everything you need to go out in the field and still be able to talk to headquarters. So that's cool. The pedestal for your M60 is included. So that pops in right there. The M60 itself is pretty well detailed, pretty nice, and fits right up on the pedestal, no problem. Comes with an ammo belt, actually 2 ammo belts that they actually made really nicely, so where you can actually connect these together the way you would 2 real ammo belts if you wanted to link them. Probably have to glue this because it's, the little tabs won't hold like they used to, but they did put that detail in there. So you can have your ammo belt in your M60, and you can have one of your guys back here manning the gun. Not a problem. When he's not at the M60, he can be sitting right here in the back, or you've got room for some extra gear. Tough to get them to sit on those little seats, but it's doable. So for some toy photography, we'll have to tweak them a little bit. But yeah, you fit 3 guys in here, no problem. Very cool. So there you go. The Mutt. We'll take a look at the trailer here in just a second and go from there. So yeah, first impressions, very happy with it. This is going to fit great with AT-76. So we'll be right back. The trailer is of similar construction to the Jeep, of course. Same sturdy plastic. It's got a little Army star on the back. You've got your reflectors where you need them. Same wheels with rubber tires and a really cool hitch. So everything looks really well detailed. Not playing with these when they were really in service. I don't know if the back was supposed to open or if it was supposed to be just a solid cargo bed. But the back tail of this does not open, but it is a nice roomy area for cargo. And let's see how it fits on the hitch. Let's take a look here. It's a little tricky to get it on there. Oh, no problem. So yeah, with the trailer, yeah, rolls great. And oh, you can see it in all its glory here. Man, that's a big toy when you put that trailer on there. But yeah, rolls smooth, and yeah, it will turn with it, no problem. So it's got plenty of give in the hitch and receiver there. Yeah, overall, I'm very happy with it. So yeah, Mutt and trailer for AT-76 is a win. This is going to be awesome. So as I'm building the team and I'm coming up with ideas for some toy photography, some photo story stuff, big shout out to our buddies Jeff and Adam from the Axis of Awesome, and Ed. Those guys have really been influential in giving me some ideas on how to use Joe's for doing some adventure stories, creating some custom stuff. I'm having fun, man. This is cool. A lot of fun with these guys. There's so many options, so many ways to accessorize, customize, spruce them up, do what you want to do. So the Mutt I really like for an idea I have for where I want to go with a subset of AT-76. And that's to go out and catch some critters. That's why they're going to need this M60, because they, well, maybe not these guys, but some of the other Joes that we're building are going to be going cryptid hunting. And so in our next piece, we're going to look at some of the cryptids I've been collecting for the Joes to, you know, combat, capture, and deal with. So that'll be right here in just a moment. All right, so when it comes to cryptids, you've got a lot of options out there. I recently did a review of the Search for the Pygmy Gorilla Joe set that came out a few years ago. We ditched the Pygmy, went with the Mucho Grande Big Boss Gorilla made by Leonard. Totally works with our Joes. Kind of falls in cryptid territory because he's bigger than your average gorilla, so he could be some kind of legendary beast. We spruced up the Joe, gave him some new gear, and he is now our cryptid hunting Joe. And so I'm going to show you some stuff that I've found all over the place. Different scales, different companies that will work if you want to do some cryptid hunting for your Joes. Boglins, my buddy Ted Darkclaw turned me onto these from Hella Dope. They make these in all kinds of shapes and sizes. They've even got glow-in-the-dark and zombie ones. You could totally have, you know, something like this that Joe is going and searching for in the swamp. That might be a fun adventure. I'm a big fan of doggos. If you're going to go searching, you need a search dog. This is an actual Hasbro product. It came from a search and rescue set a few years ago. It's well sculpted, decent paint job. He's got his search vest, non-articulated, but totally the right scale. So if you want a search dog for your Joe to take cryptid hunting, that's an easy one to find. You can either buy the search and rescue set he came in for a pretty decent price, or you could just get him loose. Not that hard to find. One doggo's good, two is better. This guy I found from a company in China that is selling on Big Bad Toy Store. He's armored for the apocalypse. He's got battle armor. He has packs on his back. He's got a cute face. He's awesome. Again, non-articulated. This guy I believe is made in resin. Super painted, and I love him. He's my adventure dog. So these two are gonna be, you know, the Mutts are gonna be riding in the Mutt with Joe and hunting for cryptids. So if you like doggos and you want them supersized, might I suggest a dire wolf. This is made by a company, I think D20 was the name. They're meant for 1/12 scale for you know, fantasy creatures to ride on. These go great with mythic legions as well. He's very well articulated, he looks cool, and even though he's meant for the 1/12 scale, he totally fits with 1/6 scale. If you want a menacing wolf for a werewolf story, or you know, just a big dog kind of critter that Joe is hunting, that's one way to go. They have these in this gray color, they have them in black, and they also have them in like a Arctic white. So you could definitely have some fun with these guys doing some stories. What else we got? Oh yeah, the Van Helsing movie. They put out a couple of figures, a company called Jax, I think it was, Jax Pacific. Most of the stuff they did was in smaller scale. They did a couple of figures in 1/6 scale. They did this one for Dracula, which I'm not crazy about this for a vampire, but for a Jersey Devil or some other kind of cryptid, that could work. He's got a big wingspan. He doesn't stand up very well, but you can make him work. He's definitely cool looking and in scale with Joe. So fairly inexpensive on secondary market, not hard to find. On the other end of the scale, you've got things like this from an independent company. They're called plunderlings. Cool little critters that like to steal things that are shiny and just make menace of themselves. I have a problem here with Guatemalan gremlins, mostly in my internet. So this definitely is a great representation for a Guatemalan gremlin. They come in a couple different colors. They even come in a couple different sizes now. They have plunder strongs as well as the plunderlings. And even though he's, again, meant for a smaller scale, with critters like this, you can totally work him with Joe. And you can have him ride your doggos. And, you know, maybe he helps or maybe he hinders. But, you know, whereas one is trouble, if you have a ton of these guys, yeah, that could definitely be scary for Joe. From small to large, there are some Jurassic Park critters. These ginormous, what do they call these? The Colossus critters. They did a T-Rex. They did this Indominus Rex guy. I think they're still available. You can find these if you look. Even though, again, meant for a different scale, he could be a juvenile that Joe is hunting for. Definitely fits the cryptid vibe. No problem with that. So that's an option. Loving the dinosaurs, thunder lizards, what have you. As far as lizards or fish lips, missing links, Gillman by Mego. These are 14-inch. They did a lot of the Universal Classic monsters. Again, although they're in a different scale, the 14-inch compared to the 12, for monsters that totally works. Monsters should be bigger than people, and it makes them more menacing when you're doing your photo stories. So, Mego, Creature of the Black Lagoon, or Gillman. They also did Frankenstein and Dracula. So, yeah, you can make those work. Let's see, what else we got? Aliens. I found these guys. They're based on the Roswell type aliens, your little green men. They're only 3 POA, but hey, we like 3 POA. And they'll fit. These guys are supposed to be small, so you could use them with your 1/12 or you can use them with your 1/6. They'll totally work. And yeah, that's an idea. If you like your aliens to be on the cute and, Roswell-y type. If you prefer your aliens more menacing, you've got these guys from a company, the name of the line is BAM, B-A-M. They make these aliens. They also make some robots. They make some werewolves. They're kind of cartoony, but they work. They're articulated and they fit with 1/6 scale. And Joe could definitely be fighting these guys, not a problem. What else we got? Oh, there are some little figurines that are, again, non-articulated, but great for photo stories. This is a company called Safari Limited. They make normal animals, but they also make fantasy creatures. This is their Desert Dragon, I think they call this. Yeah, Desert Dragon. They're kind of a scorpion-looking thing. You could totally work that as some sort of radiated critter that Joe is, trying to capture. That works. There's another company called Schleich that makes critters. They're also doing fantasy stuff now, and they made this awesome looking Firebird. It's got articulated wings, it's got ball joints at the wing that you can move them around to get some cool poses. The wings are kind of translucent. And they made the tail to where he can actually sit on the tail and hold a pose, or you can prop him up on your big bad boss gorilla or wherever. So that's just some ideas. Did we talk about? Yeah, I think we didn't cover Bigfoot, but I've covered him in a different video. I'll link that too. This was actually made for Hasbro for the G.I. Joe Convention Club, G.I. Joe Club at a convention. But yeah, cryptids are all over the place, man. If you are looking for something cool and fun to do in a photo story, or just to fill your shelf with some beasties and baddies, look around, man. You can find some cool stuff in some scales you can make work and give Joe a tough assignment. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the Mutt and the monsters and the mayhem. Have a good one. And happy hunting. Find some cryptids. Go, make some trouble for your Joes. Have a good one. I will talk to you guys in the very near future. See ya.